Welcome to the CFD weekly overview of the global financial markets. The dollar strengthened against the euro last week. Disappointing economic indicators from the eurozone with the recovering dollar weighed on the euro. The euro, however, found some support on Tuesday when it was reported that the ECB will not cut its interest rate in late July. The British pound weakened against the dollar. Growing chances of a hard Brexit weighed on the pound as Boris Johnson and Jeremy Hunt's positions are not substantially different. It was reported on Tuesday that Boris Johnson will make an offer to the EU over post-Brexit free trade, stating that the country will leave the bloc without a deal on October the 31st if the offer is rejected. UK construction PMI data in June showed the worst score in the last 10 years, causing the pound to fall to its lowest level in almost 2 weeks. The US dollar-Turkish lira currency pair hit its lowest level for over 2 months after President Erdogan stated that the US will not impose sanctions on Turkey, despite its purchase of a Russian weapon system. Presidents Trump and Erdogan met at the recent G20 summit last week. Overall, the dollar index strongly recovered last week. On Monday, the dollar saw its strongest single-day rebound in the last 2 months. Stock indices rose last week. The S&P 500 briefly hit a record high on Monday thanks to the agreement to restart US-China trade talks and on hopes that the Fed will cut rates later this month. Gold prices retreated from recent highs as risk-on sentiment was boosted by the outcome of talks between the US and Chinese presidents over the weekend in Japan. Presidents Trump and Jinping decided to resume negotiations. The US committed to alleviate sanctions against Huawei, while China committed to import agricultural goods from the US. Oil prices slightly rose last week. OPEC and Russia agreed to extend the supply cut agreement for 9 months, with existing quotas remaining in place. Although prices saw a sharp rise on Monday in response, later gains were limited as poor economic indicators from Asia and Europe weighed against the OPEC agreement. You have been watching the CFD weekly overview of the global financial markets.